Hi guys, this is IGCSE O-Level Chemistry, Paper 12, June 2013, Question 1. The diagram shows a cup of tea. Which row describes the water particles in the air above the cup compared with the water particles in the cup? So the water particles above will be moving faster. That is correct because they are in the gaseous state as compared to the liquid state present in the cup. And the one in the cup would be closer together. No, this is still comparing the ones above. So they will not be closer together. So this eliminates option A and makes option B the correct option for this question. Question 2. The diagram shows an experiment to find the formula of magnesium oxide. So we have magnesium ribbon being heated in a crucible covered with a lid which is half open and heat being applied to the crucible. Which piece of apparatus would be needed in addition to those shown? A weighing balance would be needed to measure the loss, no, rather the gain in the mass, because oxygen from air would react with the magnesium ribbon to form magnesium oxide. So there would be a net gain in mass. So a balance would be required, yes. A measuring cylinder, there is no liquid involved in this experiment, so no. A spatula, magnesium ribbon is a solid piece. We do not need a spatula for it. A thermometer, we are heating this container. Thermometer is not needed. Therefore, option A is the correct option for this question. Question 3. Methanol, CH3OH, and ethanol, C2HOH, are miscible liquids. Which diagram shows apparatus that is used to obtain methanol from a mixture of ethanol and methanol? So in A, we are separating precipitate from solution. So this is not a separation method for methanol and ethanol. B, we are distilling the solution mixture. At different temperatures, we will have collection of methanol and ethanol separately. So this is correct. In C, we are just heating the mixture. Both of them will evaporate. In D, we are heating a liquid soaked in a cotton wool, passing through a catalyst and being collected over water. This is not the apparatus used for separating methanol and ethanol. Therefore, option B is the correct option for this question. Question 4. The positions of four elements are shown on the outline of the periodic table. Which element forms a colored oxide? In this case, A is hydrogen, B is magnesium, D is scandium, titanium, vanadium, manganese, and C would be argon. So, hydrogen and argon do not form oxides. Hydrogen oxide is water basically, but they do not form colored oxides. Magnesium forms a white colored oxide. Manganese, being a transition element, would form a colored oxide. Therefore, option D is the correct option for this question. Question 5. The diagram shows an atom of an element. How many protons and neutrons are in the nucleus of the atom, and in which group and period of the periodic table is the element found? So the total number of electrons are 5. So the proton number of this element would be 5. So now we have to look at the periodic table. And by looking at the periodic table, the element that has a proton number of 5 is boron. So boron has a proton number of 5, a nucleon number of 11, which means it would have 5 electrons, 5 protons, and 11 minus 5, which is equal to 6 neutrons. And boron belongs to group 3 and it belongs to period 2. So all this information is obtained by looking at the element with a proton number of 5 in the periodic table. So the number of protons is 5, the number of neutrons is 6, the group number is 3, the period number is 2. This makes option A the correct option for this question. Question 6. Electrons from each element are shared by both of the elements in a compound. Which compound matches this description? So let's repeat. Electrons from each element are shared by both of the elements in a compound. So we are talking about a covalent compound. So lead bromide, a metal bromide is an ionic compound. Sodium chloride is also a metal chloride. It is an ionic compound. Water is H2O. It is a covalent compound. And zinc oxide is a metal oxide. It is an ionic compound. So the only covalent compound out of the 4 given options is water, making option C the correct option for this question. Question 7. The equation shows the reaction between magnesium and sulfuric acid. In this reaction, what mass of magnesium sulfate will be formed when 6 grams of magnesium reacts with excess sulfuric acid? So, if we look at their AR and MR, the AR of magnesium is 24. So, when 24 grams react, it produces magnesium sulfate in the quantity which would be equal to its MR. So, here we would add up 24 plus 32 plus 16 into 4, giving us a value of 120 grams. So 24 grams of magnesium produces 120 grams of magnesium sulfate. So 6 grams of magnesium will produce how much of magnesium sulfate? So the calculation will be 6 divided by 24 multiplied by 120, giving us a value of 30, making option C the correct option for this question. Question 8. Element X has 6 electrons in its outer shell. How could the element react? By gaining 2 electrons to form a positive ion. If it gains 2 electrons, it will form a negative ion, not a positive ion. By losing 6 electrons to form a negative ion, if it loses 6 electrons, it will form a positive ion, not a negative ion. By sharing 2 electrons with 2 electrons from another element to form 2 covalent bonds, yes, that is true. This is how oxygen binds to hydrogen in water. This is correct. And by sharing 2 electrons with 2 electrons from another element to form 4 covalent bonds, no, in total 2 covalent bonds will form, not 4. Therefore, option C is the correct option for this question. Question 9. The diagram shows an incomplete circuit. So we have a glass tube. Okay. Which substance causes the lamp to light when added to the glass tube? Okay, something that would conduct charge. Okay, aqueous sodium chloride. Sodium chloride in an aqueous solution would conduct electricity. Aqueous sugar will not. Solid sodium chloride will not conduct electricity. Solid sugar will also not conduct electricity. So when the glass tube is filled with aqueous sodium chloride, the circuit will be completed and the lamp will light up. So this makes option A the correct option for this question. Question 10. What is the balanced chemical equation for the reaction between calcium and water? So calcium reacts with water to form calcium hydroxide. So the formula of calcium hydroxide is CaOH twice, eliminating options A and C. Now we have 2 moles of hydroxide ions present. So we would need 2 moles of water. So option B has only 1 mole of water and option D has 2 moles of water, making the equation given in D correct. Therefore, option D is the correct option for this question.